Hello, everybody. Welcome back for another episode. And I hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Let's just get right into it. Malaysian cryptocurrency regulation to classify digital assets tokens as securities. So, Malaysian cryptocurrency regulation comes into effect on Tuesday, which is January 15th. The Malaysian Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng reportedly said today that the Capital Markets and Service Order 2019 would become effective January 15, 2019. The new regulation classifies digital currencies, tokens, and crypto assets as securities, placing them under the Securities Commission's authority. Yeah. The thing is this, any person operating unauthorized initial coin offerings or digital asset exchanges in Malaysia will be reportedly facing a 10-year jail sentence and 10 million or 2.4 million US dollars fine. Yeah. Now, on this, right, it is good while the government has actually come out to say it is securities, is given clear regulations on, classifying crypto as securities and placing it under the purview of Securities Commission. So anyone needing to operate crypto exchange or services in cryptocurrencies related services in Malaysia need to get a license from Securities Commission. But the fine, right, the punishment is just too high, yeah, because with such severe punishments of 2.4 million US dollars and 10-year jail sentence, right? I mean, other people will literally just go elsewhere, right? It will just go to more friendly countries, which is, for example, neighboring Singapore as well. But regardless, it is still good on them, right, to give more clarity rather than, still hanging on to, the no transparency and, uncertainty in the market, yeah. Next, another government is also looking to tax cryptocurrencies, which is the Denmark government. They're not the first one to do this. Thailand has already started, taxing that they're going to charge 15%, 15% tax, on capital gains of cryptocurrency. So another government is looking to do this is also Denmark. Yeah. Next, we have Indian cryptocurrency. How? Because we have said in the news, right, that basically India has still not yet issued very clear regulations on cryptocurrency, but they have basically barred the banks from, basically preventing or stopping all the customers to deal in any cryptocurrency related transactions. This is despite the government haven't banned cryptocurrencies in India. But still, right, as with anything, the people just find a way, right? And there's a tweet that basically there's a remark here in Twitter that says, majority of the people understand not to enter such terms in the remarks. That means not to put crypto in the payment remark or purpose of transfer. So simply avoiding entering anything related to crypto in the payment remark is more than enough to avoid any problems with banks. There's no other ways for banks to know if a peer-to-peer transaction was done to transact in crypto. So this is in relation what happened. There was, a lot of people, and there are actual people coming onto Twitter and basically complain to the community that a lot of banks, right, namely Kotak Mahindra and DBS Digibank, among others, are among the banks that basically, they are basically banning people, their customers, from dealing in any cryptocurrency related transactions. So one, for Kotak Mahindra Bank, if you are a new user trying to open a new bank account with them, they require you to tick a box that say that, you promise not to deal in any crypto related transactions. And if you don't tick that box, right, basically if you don't comply, that they won't allow you to open a bank account with them. But still, right, people basically will find a way around these things, because if there's real demand for something that is truly good, which is believed to be truly good, people will find a way, right? And this is exactly what's happening in India. Next, the South African Reserve Bank on Tuesday asked for a public comment on a policy paper outlining the perceived risk and benefits associated with crypto assets, the available regulatory approaches around them, and proposals to industry participants and stakeholders. Now, so on the flip side, right, of Malaysia, Denmark, India, who are not so crypto friendly as of now, right, you have South Africa, who before issuing any regulations on crypto, asking the public for, their opinions, asking the community for what they think, what is a more reasonable regulation, right? What kind of stance should they take, right? I think the right approach is probably a more balanced approach to say regulate when you can, but rather not too stiff, not too stifling, not too stifling, not too restrictive, such that right the industry can still innovate and you can still attract a lot of talent and investments into your country. That should be the balanced approach, right? But yeah, not many countries are taking that approach as of now. Yeah. Next, so in France, so what happened was, I think as most of you know, now there is protests in France, basically asking the government to to lower a lot of the tax payments, and basically because their living standards are basically very suffering, and there were a lot of people taking to the streets to protest, and namely called the yellow vest movement, because they are wearing the yellow vest, right? Now, one of the steps that they are taking it to the next level, because it has been 2 months now, right? But nothing concrete has resulted from that. So one of the leader has actually asked the yellow vest people, the protesters, to actually take a more concrete action to basically boycott the banks, withdraw all their funds from the bank, do bank run. Then it will clearly show, right, that by withdrawing all the funds from the banks, then we will clearly show that there's not enough money in the bank. Then it will cripple the banking system and the government, and then hopefully force the government into giving in to their demands. But what happens then? Typically, bank response in this way. That's what they have done in Greece, in Cyprus as well. They have been reported of basically ATM glitches, which means ATM breakdown, downtime, that you cannot withdraw money from the ATM, and bank closures, right? So, which is very typical. It has happened already in other countries, just experienced similar situation, and it's no surprise that France is doing something like this. And it's just to serve as a reminder to every other developed country, right, that banks can do such a thing, that basically, even if it's not a public holiday, they can declare that they are closed for the day or 2 days, and it will be basically very difficult for normal people to want to withdraw their money from the bank, right, when the need arises. And the thing is, I think the mistake is that the leader actually make it public to everyone to boycott the bank, to do a bank run on bank. Then, of course, the banks have time to basically prepare for this, action. So I think a smarter way will be actually, right, just to use social media platform, right, and don't make it public, but rather just keep it under wraps, right, and then just make sure that it's keep under wraps. Just make sure the message is passed along, but keep under wraps. So at least, right, then it has some effect, but then it can, after that, you can come out and announce that, but at least the banks don't have the chance to, declare their ATM downtime, make the ATM doesn't work and close the bank branches. Basically, it's very hard for them to withdraw money. And I'm sure a lot of them, are not rich people. So it is basically making them even harder, right? So that's the other thing also, right? My opinion is that, right, it's best to actually keep some money out of the system, be it a very small percentage in crypto, but if you don't believe in crypto, have some cash, right, at home, right, and somewhere safe, as long as it's outside the bank, because as long as it's inside the bank, you are still subject to the centralization risk, right, where if something like this happens, right, then it is very difficult for you to withdraw any money. Yeah. So yes, so let this be a lesson for the rest of us. Okay. Next up, right, moving on away from government. So we have in European blockchain startup launches trading in tokenized securities. So in 2019, right, it is expected that tokenized securities will be the trend. What is tokenized securities? It's basically that the securities as we know it, so like stocks, normal stocks or properties, right, can now be tokenized, can now be digitized, and you can buy a small portion of something. So you can buy a small percent of an Apple share of a property. Let's say it's a $10 million property in New York. You can now buy like 10% or even 1% of it, right? And as long as the rental income, when they have rental income, you can gain 1% of that rental income, minus, of course, all the expenses minus tax, right? So it can definitely increase liquidity, and also it can increase financial inclusion, right? It can also increase basically a lot of wealth, because then a lot of people, before it cannot afford a lot of the properties and shares. Now with this tokenization, they can afford, because now they can buy just a small fraction, right? And this is the new trend now. Belarus-based blockchain startup Currency.com has launched a trading platform for tokenized securities. Yeah, the special thing is that they are able to allow investors to directly buy into these tokenized securities using cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin or Ethereum, without first converting to fiat. And that's interesting, yeah. And they are not the first exchange. So this year, before them, there's a one Estonia-based exchange called DX Exchange. They are already offering tokenized securities as well, but that is for Nasdaq stocks, yeah. So interesting times ahead. Next, HEX. New Zealand exchange Cryptopia reports hack with significant losses. New Zealand digital exchange Cryptopia has suspended services after detecting a major hack that's reportedly resulted in significant losses. Yeah, it is not clear how much exactly were the losses, because they're not required to disclose as well. Yeah, but in any case, there is a hack happening, and again, it just point again to say that really centralized exchange do have that risk, although it's been a long time before any major hacks. I think the last one was in January last year, where CoinCheck in Japan was hacked for 550 million. That's a huge number, but after that it has been very almost no hacks until now. You have New Zealand as well, so every now and then you do hear hacks. So of course the thing is this, most people who are experienced in crypto will really advise newcomers to say, do not store a lot of your coins, your assets, digital assets on exchanges, because there is that risk, right? Even Binance, who has been, it's very reputable to date and still has not hacked, and in fact they have prevented a few hacks. Still, if they have been hacked one day, then the crypto market will really suffer a dip as well. But so definitely keep your assets away from crypto exchange. Keep a small percentage there if you are always doing trading. If not, right, just keep it in a cold wallet. Ledger is one good example, and definitely the highly recommended wallet, right? Or you can use other good wallets as well, but make sure it is like safe, right? It is that you have your private keys. That's the very important thing, yeah. So in response to the New Zealand Cryptopia hack, CZ, which is Chan Peng Zhao, who is the CEO of Binance, right, basically have tweeted to say, store coins yourself, you fight hackers yourself, and guard from losing wallet yourself. Computer breaks, USBs get lost. Store on an exchange, only use the most reputable, proven, secure exchanges, or move to DEX. DEX is decentralized exchanges, disrupt ourselves. Now, he is a very well-liked figure in the space, but this tweet is very controversial. It has attracted a lot of bad reception. A lot of people see this as a bad comment, as see that this tweet seems like encouraging people to store their crypto on an exchange. So let's look at some of the criticism. Why don't you promise insurance if you're so confident with your exchange? Some are quite harsh, like when Binance get hacked, this tweet will become a meme. There's always a way on an exchange that get compromised. If you're 100% confident you are a scammer, yeah, then do not challenge or motivate hackers to accept this challenge. It is a bad idea. And so then after all the bad comments that he received, he finally responded, and he said, some people seem to misread this tweet. It lists 3 options, right? It doesn't say which option is better than another, as that depends on each person's security, skill, preference, fund allocation, etc. Most important, it is an ad for the Binance decentralized exchange. My bad for making it for not making it clear. So basically, he just wants to use this tweet, this chance, to promote his Binance decentralized exchange, which is going to happen sometime this year. He want to use this chance to advertise. But yes, I agree, it can be easily misread. So yes, even famous people make mistakes, right? But yeah, it's I think it's honorable for him to come out, admit his mistake, and yeah, and we should move on from here. But basically, yes, but regardless what it is still a good reminder now and then again to say that, right, it's good that you are not, you don't have funds with Cryptopia, but regardless, it's a good reminder for you to keep your coins safe in a cold wallet where you control the passwords, okay? Last news for today, Ethereum's Constantinople upgrade faces delay due to security vulnerability. So a bit of backdrop first. What happened was Ethereum, which is the third largest in terms of market cap, right? They basically want to be the global computer. They want to be the platform underneath which all the other applications, right, decentralized applications can be built upon. So they provide the infrastructure and the network and the security of it, so that anyone want to develop a new project can easily plug and play by developing on Ethereum network. So this is definitely a very ambitious and good project, but for a long time they need to scale up. They need to make their platform much faster. And this upgrade is supposed to be one of the upgrade that will facilitate the transactions to be much faster, to be processed on this platform. It's supposed to be scheduled on February 16, but kind of one day before, just yesterday, they found that the audit team found that there is a serious bug that if it's not solved, it will cause people to basically easily withdraw funds, from the network. So hence the community have decided that they will need to fix the bug, and they have pushed back the deadline of this upgrade until they basically do not advise a date yet of when the delay will be, but it will be, they will advise it after this Fridays when they have the developer conference among themselves to see how long will it take to properly resolve this, right? So yes, although I'm sure this will be have a hit on the prices, but regardless, I think it is good that before they upgrade, that if the audit team did such a thorough job to find this loophole, right? Because I think we really need the development projects to be really take a very, very thorough approach to really develop world-class products before they launch, right? Because if after launch only they found this, I think the impact on the price will be even worse. Yeah. So at the end of it, let's just look at the prices today. At the end of it, let's just look at prices today. So look like market at the time of this recording is still down, right? A lot of rates still. Bitcoin is 3,635. It's still very low, right? Everything is down, as you can see, except Cardano is 0.32% up, but it's hardly up, right? Yeah, so the thing is this, right? So many people are wondering when will this winter end? When will the bull rally begin, right? So the thing is, there's a lot of issues because, for example, BAT keep being delayed, and the shutdown of the US government is not helping either, because as long as the government shut down, the regulator approval will not be able to come through, right? So that it will be continue to be delayed. But it is expected that BAT could be approved sometime in March, or my sense could be April or May, right? Because when they open, they still need some time to gather the feedback and to do a proper review process, I think. So that's why I foresee it will be pushed out still. There are people who think that looking at the past history of 2014, 2015, because 2014 the crypto market was down, in 2015 it recovered. It took about 15 months before for that bear market to last. So judging by that trend, and if history repeat itself, then but most people expect it to end, this bear market to end around middle of this year, so March, April 2019. So the bull market, they think, will begin perhaps in summer of this year, or towards the end of 2019, but no one really knows. And of course, it could be this year, could be we continue to stay range bound, and the bull market could only happen in 2020, because as we prepare for Bitcoin halving again. Basically what it means is that the reward every time when you for the miners, the reward will be again halved to 6.25 units of Bitcoin. Then basically, making everyone aware that the supply of Bitcoin is really scarce, and it will basically be more scarce starting 2020. So that's all I have for today, and thank you so much for watching. For all of you who support me, thank you so much for your support, and for all of you watching, I really appreciate your support. You know who you are, right? And hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Thank you.